Happy Wednesday. Today is August 22nd, 2018. The name of this message is going to be, Do I Know the Difference Between Isolation and Solitude? The reason why I named this, I was shuffling my cards this morning, and I am going to be giving guidance from the Wisdom Oracle, Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. The reason why I named it this is because in the cards that fell out, in both times that I was shuffling, the isolation card was the only solitaire card that didn't have a matching color or a matching number with it. So it stood out to me. So I wanted to give a message today on, do you understand the difference between isolation and solitude, and what is this keeping you from, and what is it that you need to open yourself back up to in order for you to have that you want in your world right now. So the first card that came out was the Facet card. This is about childhood dreams not realized, childhood pains not healed. Being able to go back and heal yourself from holding yourself back from things that hurt you as a child, or things that you dreamed about accomplishing that you still haven't accomplished yet. This story talks about a man who went to the park one day and he saw all these children playing, and he realized that he never got to be a child because his father passed away when he was very young and he became the man of the house. So he then took on all these responsibilities of a family, and he never quite got to enjoy being a child. So when he passed, his spirit went to the park and found his child spirit, and they continued their journey on to the heavens together. So he went back and got that piece of him that he longed for, that playfulness, that happiness, that joy, that excitement, that venture that children have. They have this innocent happiness about them that he lost because he had to take on so many worries and so many responsibilities of the world at such a young age. The next card you have is Perfection. This is about being right, but knowing the power and not having to let others know that you're right, but letting your works be that light. This is about being kind with your words, not perceiving things that they have to be perfect. This dream that I have, this pain that I have, it is not going to be healed in a perfect way. It's not going to come in the way that you have set in your head. You may have a perception of people or an opportunity, and you're expecting for this to be perfect, but nothing is perfect. Imperfection is perfection. With the red raspberry card, this is asking for you to be kind. Not only to yourself, not only to others, but especially to yourself. You may be speaking things to yourself about these old pains and these old wounds and these old things that you never accomplished, but you're being more harsh on yourself than what's needed. You need to speak kind and loving words to yourself at this time. The next card you have is the Isolation card. This speaks about being invited out to many gatherings, but not going because you felt like the people weren't of the same caliber as you. That it would be a waste of time. But do you know the difference between isolating yourself, which is cutting yourself off from people, places, and things, and solitude, which is going within and finding a peace or understand there's a purpose behind it? What is the intention behind your isolation, your solitude? Are you just keeping yourself hidden from people so you don't have to feel rejected? Or are you in solitude because you need time to yourself? This card speaks about always being not feeling ready, but always being able to, not taking any actions in the present. Are you presently keeping yourself isolated and not taking any action because you don't feel prepared? The next card we have is Growth. This card calls for you to be genuinely you. Your message is genuinely yours, and no one can deliver the message quite like you can. This is about maturing and becoming one's true self, taking the path that isn't most taken by most people. What is your true self? What growth are you isolating yourself from right now? How are you not expressing who you truly are? The next card you have is acceptance. Acceptance is a beautiful card. I love this card. So I'll read you the story behind acceptance. And I'll also read you the card behind the meaning for isolation as well. When I accept myself, I find love. Cherry loves her work as a waitress, but feels that something is missing from her life. She has a boyfriend, yet she senses that he is unfaithful. One day, a customer orders a cherry pie. Cherry cuts a slice in size to a friend that her life is like that pie, with a slice missing. Her friend remarks that maybe Cherry is a heart-shaped pie. Cherry's perspective changes. She leaves her boyfriend and later meets a man who makes her happy. A magical box of self-acceptance appears before you. Your unique qualities reside within. Open it. Are things simple now? Cherry Heart invites you to see yourself as complete, just as you are. Am I assessing myself accurately, or am I distorting my reality in a self-defeating way? New ways of seeing self, embracing imperfection, feeling incomplete, selling yourself short. So you have to be able to accept yourself, even what you feel is missing. All of these cards are calling for you to accept yourself as you are right now. You're not active in your present because you have gifts. Accept all those things about you that hurt. All those things that you weren't able to accomplish. Accept this growth. Don't isolate yourself, because you cut yourself off from being able to experience the abundance of it. The next card you have is joy. So with the joy card, the vibrational energy is walking on air. A pure essence of joy comes from detachment. Daisy yellow brings joy but does not experience it. Its purpose is to radiate what's inside. This powerful energy moves your projects forward. It is too detached to be creative, but will draw in assistance necessary to further your goals. Let's just jump and see what happens. We don't know much about Dancing Daisy, but we do know that she brings joy whenever she appears. Everyone who sees her becomes happier and more peaceful. Arguments cease as she comes close. People are even healed physically as a result of her presence. No one knows where she came from, and just before the TV crews arrives, she leaves. Dancing Daisy represents a new joyous phase in life and a significant change, such as a move, a new job, or marriage. This is the moment after the leap. You may not see where you're going, but you will land on your feet. What can I do to invite happiness into my life? Being present is not the same as truly experiencing something. A conduit for joy, detached from joy, higher purpose, profoundly impacting lives, improved health, a birth. Joy, playfulness, and delight. And then the last card that I have is going to be trickery. Now I know you're like, what? You go from joy to trickery? But listen, notice here that there may be a manipulation because of a fear of being rejected. There is no evil intent, only a deep desire to be loved. This card may also indicate that you should practice asking for your heart's true desire rather than fearing someone else's resentment. So you're not living in your heart's desire. You may want something so bad, but you're overthinking it. You're being manipulative. You're trying to figure out, what can I say to make this happen? What can I do to make this happen? There's no need for that. Just be genuinely yourself. Because this would be the positive to this negative. So in order for me to have what I want, I need to become one with myself. I need to know what my heart's true desire is and walk in my higher purpose. Show the world who I am and be proud of who I am as a person. I don't have to manipulate you and show you a facade that doesn't exist. I can genuinely show you who I am as a person. The color green in the Wisdom Chakra Oracle cards is all about the heart. This is your heart chakra. You really want to be who you are and show the world exactly who you are as a person. But you're hiding behind this face. Then you have cherry pie, cherry heart, and red raspberry. These are your root chakras. And your root chakras is calling for acceptance and perfection. You need to accept that you are a perfect being, even with what you feel is missing. Right here, right now, you have everything that you need. If you would only accept yourself and be kind and speak loving and kind words to yourself, you'll be able to accept these gifts that you do have. This deep desire for love. But you may not be being kind to yourself. You may have a certain level that you expect for things to happen, or a specific way or specific person that you want. And that's not going to bring you this acceptance that you truly desire. And then you have these two cards. Now these are going to be in your this is your third chakra. So this is going to be the sacral chakra. So in this card, it's speaking about childhood pains needing healing. You need to find some joy in this pain that you've had, because your joy is going to be a light to other people. This joy is going to help free you from feeling like you haven't completed things, or that nothing will ever come to pass for you, because it will. You just can't see it right now. Some of you might need to just jump up and dance because you have everything that you need right now. And then that takes me to the one card that stood out by itself, which is isolation. And I did tell you that I am going to read the isolation card for you. And I'm sorry, that's not your sacral, it's the solar plexus. My apologies. This is going to be your throat chakra. A childlike playfulness is hidden under Sapphire's serious, elegant exterior. This card denotes wealth and an ability to do anything well. Trust and loyalty are indicated. Sapphire also has a great capacity for healing. I've got all I could ever need right here. Sapphire is blue. Occasionally he gets invited somewhere, but invariably he turns the invitation down. After all, what would he wear? He bought a tux once, just in case, but won't wear it because he might spill something on it. Besides, going out will alter his routine. He tried to meet people, but hasn't met anyone of his caliber. So Sapphire stays home alone and remains quite blue. Do not wait for the right time to live your life. You are on the verge of something big, but if you don't participate, it could pass you by. Sapphire does not know the difference between isolation and solitude. Do I? Self-protection, making excuses, over-preparing, never feeling ready to take action. Ways to turn this around are celebration, living in the moment, and play. So you need to get your childlike joy back. You need to get your childlike innocence back so you can come out of this. So you can have the growth that you need. So you can be yourself and not have to keep showing people this person. You want to be yourself. You want to show people who you really are. But you keep showing them this because you're scared of being rejected. And it's because you have this idea of this high standard of who you expect yourself to be, who you expect other people to be in your life, and your expectations of them. And you're being harsher on yourself than what you need to be. Speak loving and kind words into your life. Be soft and gentle with yourself because you're healing. And then accept it. Accept yourself just as you are. I accept myself as the broken vessel that I am. Because without things that are broken, how does light get through? If you're so closed off, if you're isolated, how is light being projected from you? How are you being a light unto other people?